Yo, what's going on, boys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Crucible weapons and looking at what are some of the best weapons you could be using in the Crucible this season. With the final shape, we got a bunch of new weapons, so we're going to talk about what those weapons are, why they're actually good in the Crucible, and the most important part, how to actually get them. And I gotta tell you, there's definitely going to be some surprises in here, and some other ones that you won't be surprised about. And in case you guys are wondering where we're getting our data from, we're getting it from Destiny Tracker. They track the usage of pretty much any weapon in the Crucible, so that's where we're pulling these numbers from. So now, without wasting more time, let's get into it, and let's start with number 8. Now, starting this off at number 8, we're going to have the Repose, the new auto rifle with a 1.81 usage rate. Now, this is a very surprising choice, because I actually didn't expect this to be as high as it is, but there's a good reason why it is. The Repose is actually the brand new competitive weapon this season, meaning that you can get it by playing 7 competitive matches, and after you get your rank, every week after you do 3 matches, you'll be able to get some additional rolls. The bad thing about the Repose is that you can't focus it at shacks like you can some of the other competitive weapons. Now, the reason that I'm surprised and the reason that I think that people actually like this weapon is because while it's a 720 RPM auto rifle, it is actually a lightweight frame, which makes it the only 720 lightweight frame auto rifle in the game. There's no other like this one. This one is unique. That combined with the weapon having some pretty nice base stats actually lead to this weapon feeling really good. This weapon feels ridiculously good. And for a 720, it is ridiculously stable. I have no idea how it does it, but it's just a very stable weapon. This weapon is also packed with really good PvP perks in both the first and the second column, so it's pretty easy to actually get a good roll that you can take into the Crucible and start playing with this weapon. In the end, the Repose shows that just being a good feeling weapon and having some decent Crucible perks can make you be a pretty popular Crucible weapon. I think it also helps that it's not a rifle, and auto rifles tend to be pretty popular. I think auto rifles and hand cannons tend to be like the most popular classes, so that probably helps it as well. Now, the most popular roles that people are running on this weapon is going to be Kill and Win with Desperate Measures. That kind of like blows everything else out of the water, but people are definitely experimenting with some of the perks on this weapon. You got things like dynamic sway reduction, kill clip. You usually pair up either Kill and Win or Send Moment with a damage increasing perk like kill clip, desperate measures. I would say that if you're somebody that loves these auto rifles in the Crucible, then the Repose is probably going to be the best one. Now, at number 7, we have the Someday Shotgun with a 2.23 usage rate. This is a brand new kinetic shotgun that got added with the final shape, and I'm sure this is one that you guys have seen. It is a weapon that I definitely have seen a lot in the Crucible. I think the biggest advantage of this shotgun is that it's a craftable kinetic shotgun that is very good. To unlock this shotgun, you gotta do the Micah quest, and once you unlock it, then you can actually focus it at ghosts. Once you get enough red borders, you craft your perfect god roll, and just have a really good shotgun in the kinetic slot. It is also a precision archetype shotgun, meaning that it's got some pretty good range, and is very consistent. Precision and aggressive shotguns are still like the go-to shotguns, so it doesn't surprise me at all that this one is up here. The only downside that this weapon really has going for it is that a lot of some of the other popular weapons are also kinetic weapons, so you can't run it with the shotgun, but that's pretty much the only thing I can think of. Besides that, it's a weapon that can get some really good perks, and it's fairly easy to obtain. Now, the god roll that you want to run on this weapon is definitely going to be Threat Detector Opening Shot. Everyone's pretty much running Threat Detector Opening Shot because it's just really good. It makes it so you have even more one-shot potential with Opening Shot, and Threat Detector gives you that increased handling so you can switch the weapon faster. A lot of people are actually also using Element Capacitor with Opening Shot, and that's mostly on arc classes since they get a big boost to handling with Element Capacitor. This is actually the one that I was using. So you have a couple of different options in the first perk, but the second perk is 100% dominated by Opening Shot, and for a good reason. Now at number 6, we have the Conditional Finality, the Exotic Ron Shotgun, with a 2.24% usage rate, so just above the Someday. And this one kind of just doesn't surprise me at all. I'm sure you guys expected the Conditional to be in here. It's still a fantastic shotgun that brings some great utility with the exotic perk that it's got, whether it's freezing somebody or igniting someone for a couple of multi-kills. You'll get those ignition kills a lot more than you would expect, but you definitely get the most out of that freeze shot. Is just so good. Being able to freeze somebody in their super and kill them with the shotgun it has to be one of the best feelings in the game. Whether it be a bubble, a whale, or maybe just a roaming super, it's always as satisfying as the last time. Conditional gives you some crazy utility on top of just being a good shotgun, so it's no surprise that it's up here as one of the most popular weapons. Now, to get your hands on the Conditional Finality, you will have to go into the Road of Nightmares raid, since it drops at the final boss. I would definitely recommend that you wait for it to be the farmable week, because not only a lot more people are going to be doing it, but you can pretty much just farm the boss checkpoint over and over again till the weapon actually drops. So I would say just wait till that's the feature raid and then go for the Conditional Finality. Now at number 5 we have the Ace of Spades, the exotic hand cannon with a 2.52 usage rate. The Ace of Spades is just a classic now. It has resisted the passage of time for so long. It's basically been meta, or even if not meta, just a very popular and good weapon since it basically released with Forsaken all the way in 2018. There has never been a time where the Ace of Spades is not a solid choice in the Crucible. And even now it's still in the top 5 most used weapons in the Crucible. Now the Ace has a couple of different things that make it stay relevant, but one of them definitely has to be its exotic perk, Memento Mori. This will give you extra damage after getting a kill, kinda like kill clip, and it will also keep your radar up whenever you're aiming down sights, so you never lose your radar when playing with the Ace of Spades. And one big thing is that there's no actual timer to Memento Mori, so it doesn't run out with a kill clip or like Rampage or any of like the damage increasing perks. It is going to be a constant buff that's going to stay on until you either switch weapons, you die, or you run out of extra damage bullets. That's basically the only ways to get rid of the buff. So it makes this weapon very strong after you get Memento Mori going. It makes getting follow-up kills after that first one much easier since you have that extra damage. And this is a big reason that we still to this day see the Ace of Spades dominating the Crucible. And on top of that, it's got a couple other things that also help it out, like really good base stats, having high caliber rounds, and Firefly also on the weapon definitely can't hurt. Ace is just kind of like the classic PvP hand cannon. This thing feels amazing to shoot. And with the recoil, it takes a little bit to get used to if you haven't used hand cannons in a while. After a couple matches, you're gonna love the feeling of this weapon. It's a fantastic feeling weapon. It has to be still one of the best feeling weapons in the game. And it's a very easy weapon to get as well. You can just go to the tower, to the Monument to the Lost Lights, go to the Forsaken Exotics, and pick up yourself an Ace of Spades. Now at number 4 we're gonna have the Redde, one of the brand new Final Shape Exotics. And this thing is a beast in the Crucible right now. It's a high impact pulse rifle, so it can 2 burst in the Crucible. And that's what it can do. It can do that very easily. It is a very stable weapon with lots of range that also heals you and your teammates after every kill. It's a very strong weapon currently in the Crucible. And if that wasn't enough, Bungie also dropped the Catalyst that heals you even more. So this thing has been all over the place lately. So it definitely made quite an entrance here in D2, and this has to be also the easiest weapon to get out of all of them in the list. All you have to do is pick it up from the Season Pass. It's at level 1 if you have the Premium Season Pass, and if you don't, I think it's at level 25 or 30, maybe 35. From the top of my head, I cannot think of it, but it's definitely not too far into the Season Pass that I'm pretty sure most of you guys already have it. It is a fantastic pulse rifle. If you like pulse rifles, but you for some reason haven't just Redde, definitely give it a try. This thing is a PvP beast that I'm sure will be meta for the foreseeable future. As long as the high impact pulse rifles continue to be relevant in the Crucible, you will continue to see Redde. That is for sure. Now at number 3 we're gonna have the highest ranked hand cannon, the Rose, with a 3.03 usage rate. Now the Rose is another one of those competitive weapons, meaning that it's a 140 hand cannon, but it's a lightweight frame, meaning that you get all the benefits from it being a lightweight frame, like moving faster with it and increased handling, while also having the amazing stats of a 140, essentially making it the best 140 in the game, plus it's got a stacked perk pool that make it even better. Now if you want to get your hands on the Rose, you are going to have to go into the competitive playlist, and after you get placed, you'll be able to buy them from shacks, depending on where you ended up being placed. The higher you are placed on the competitive playlist, the more roses you could buy each week. And every week after doing your 3 competitive matches, you'll be able to pick up some more roses, so you can once again pray that you get a good roll on this thing. It's got a lot of different good perk combinations that I think it won't be long before you get a good one. Now for the god rolls that you're going to be looking for, is definitely going to be Slice Shot Explosive Payload or Rapid Hit Explosive Payload. A Slice Shot Opening Shot is also a good one. Perpetual Motion Explosive Payload. Essentially, if it has Explosive Payload or Opening Shot, it's going to be a pretty decent roll. Now, this is probably the peak of the hand cannons. I don't even know what Bungie would have to do to make a better legendary hand cannon. I'm sure there's ways to make better exotic ones, but for a legendary hand cannon, I think this is it, boys. I think we have peaked with the Rose. It's just downhill from here. At number 2, we're gonna have the Matador 64, the legendary shotgun with a 3.16 usage rate. This one comes from the Grasp of Avarice dungeon from the first boss. That's basically where you want to farm the Matador if you are looking to farm this weapon. So I recommend that you wait for this dungeon to be the feature dungeon, and then basically spam the first checkpoint till you get a good Matador. Now the Matador is pretty much like the #1 shotgun when it comes to usage. It's got some really good base stats, and it comes with some fantastic perk combos. But the main one that people seem to go for is the good old Threat Detector plus Opening Shot combo, or pretty much pairing up anything with Opening Shot. Things like Tunnel Vision, Perpetual Motion, Pulse Monitor. As long as you have Opening Shot, this weapon is going to be good, but Opening Shot with Threat Detector is definitely the go-to. A big advantage that this weapon has is that it is actually an energy shotgun, so it can be paired up with a lot of the meta-kinetic weapons, like the Rose that we just talked about, the Ace. So the Matador tends to be like this first choice, so I'm not surprised at all to see that the Matador is one of the most popular weapons just in the game, period. Now at number 1, we have the Kabal stuff, the exotic auto rifle with a 3.25 usage rate. It continues to be the most popular weapon in the Crucible, even after Bungie gave it those nerfs to make it more in line with some of the other weapons. This weapon has a lot of good things going for it, but I think the main one is just how easy it is to actually use this weapon. It is very stable, it is very easy to land some hits with this weapon, meaning that pretty much anyone can pick it up and do well with the weapon. You don't have to have like amazing aim or anything. Everyone can pretty much put it on and start doing well with it. It also has that perk whenever you pick up Ores of Light that it strengthens the weapon, so you can actually ricochet bullets between the enemies, and that is really good when people are playing together. It's not as good as it used to be before, but it definitely still lets you kill enemies faster when they're bunched up together, or close enough where the bullets can ricochet between each other. Overall, this is just like the perfect Crucible auto rifle. It's got some really good stats, it is very easy to use, and while it doesn't really need its exotic perk to succeed, it definitely adds a little bit extra flavor to the weapon that makes it better. So overall, you can never go wrong with the Kabal stuff. The worst thing about the Kabal stuff is actually getting it, because my god, is the quest to get the Kabal stuff really long. So I'm not even gonna summarize the quest here. The quest is a lot. It's a lot. So I'm just gonna tell you to go search Kabal stuff quest guide on YouTube, and then watch those like 20-minute videos where you go step by step to get the Kabal stuff, because it's gonna be a very long quest. It kinda depends which things you've done, which things you haven't done. That's how long it's gonna take for you to actually get the weapon. If you are just starting, then it'll definitely take a while. But anyways, with that, that's gonna be the end of the video. That's the most popular weapon, the Kabal stuff. I'm sure you guys pretty much expect that one to be in here. Maybe not as high, but we definitely see it pretty much all the time in the Crucible. Let me know in the comments below, were you surprised by any of these weapons? Do you like not expect something to be here? Or you did expect something to be here? Let me know that in the comments below. Also, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite Crucible weapon that you've been using lately? Believe it or not, I actually have been using the Service +1 lately. With the new Catalyst update, it actually makes it into a pretty good like quick play weapon that's pretty fun to use. If you guys haven't given the Service a try, maybe give it a try. If you have the Catalyst at least. You definitely need the Catalyst for it to like be good. But anyways, thank you for watching today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.